God created me. I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. I am God's Son, God's Son. I am as God created me. I am as God created me. I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today, and on this Wednesday, Tuesday for me, but this is for lesson 94 for Friday, April the 4th of 2025. I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness from the Ozarks, and we're reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles this year. So let's read through our lesson 94. I am as God created me. Look what he says about this. Today we continue with the one idea which brings complete salvation. The one statement which makes all forms of temptation powerless. The one thought which renders the ego silent and entirely undone. You are as God created you. The sounds of this world are still. The sights of this world disappear. And all the thoughts that this world ever held are wiped away forever by this one idea. I am as God created me. Here is salvation accomplished. Here is sanity restored. You want salvation? You want to be happy? You want to be sane? I am as God created me. True light is strength, and strength is sinlessness. If you remain as God created you, you must be strong, and light must be in you. He who ensured your sinlessness must be the guarantee of strength and light as well. You are as God created you. Darkness cannot obscure the glory of God's Son. You stand in light, strong in the sinlessness which you were created, and in which you remain throughout eternity. You stand in light, strong in the sinlessness in which you were created, and in which you will remain throughout eternity. Today we will again devote the first 5 minutes of each waking hour to the attempt to feel the truth in you. Begin these times of searching with these words. I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. Now try to reach the Son of God in you. This is the self that never sinned, nor made an image to replace reality. This is the self that never left its home in God to walk the world uncertainly. This is the self that knows no fear, nor could conceive of loss or suffering or death. The self that knows no fear, nor could conceive of loss or suffering or death. Wow, we want to connect with that part of ourself, that reality of ourself, the true self, that the self that knows no fear, nor could conceive of loss or suffering or death. Nothing is required of you to reach this goal except to lay all idols and self-images aside. Go past the list of attributes, both good and bad, you have ascribed to yourself, and wait in silent expectancy for the truth. God has Himself promised that it will be revealed to all who ask for it. You are asking now. You cannot fail because He cannot fail. Do we need to read that paragraph again? There's a lot there. Nothing is required of you to reach this goal. What's the goal? To find the self that knows no fear, nor could conceive of loss or suffering or death. Nothing is required of you to reach this goal except to lay all idols and self-images aside. Go past the list of attributes, both good and bad, you have ascribed to yourself, and wait in silent expectancy for the truth. God has himself promised that it will be revealed to all who ask for it. You are asking now. You cannot fail because he cannot fail. If you do not meet the requirement of practicing for the first 5 minutes of every hour, at least remind yourself hourly, I am as God created me. I am his son eternally. Tell yourself frequently today that you are as God created you. And be sure to respond to anyone who seems to irritate you with these words. You are as God created you. You are his son eternally. Remember, what you see in yourself, you've got to see it in your brother. So tell them, if they seem to irritate you, tell them, you are as God created you. You are his son eternally. What am I upset about? That's silly. I can't conceive of loss when I'm aligned with my true self. Make every effort to do the hourly exercises today. Each one you do will be a giant stride toward your release and a milestone in learning the thought system that this course sets forth. So he wants you to take 5 minutes at the beginning of each hour. But he says if you can't do that, at least tell yourself every hour that I am as God created me. I am his son eternally. Okay? Well, let's do the best you can at doing your 5 minutes, but at least tell yourself every hour today, I am as God created me. I am his son eternally. Be sure to take at least 5 minutes, though, in the morning and in the evening. And maybe a little longer would be ideal. But at least 5 minutes when you get up early and right before you go to bed. Take a little time to let go of all the self-concepts and to identify with the true self. That you don't have to imagine anything. It's just who you are. No concept needed. Okay, let's go take a look in chapter 11, God or the Ego, and we're ready for section 6, Waking to Redemption. It is impossible not to believe what you see, but it is equally impossible to see what you do not believe. Perceptions are built up on the basis of experience, and experience leads to beliefs. It is not until beliefs are fixed that perceptions stabilize. In fact, then, what you believe, you do see. That is what I meant when I said, Blessed are ye who have not seen and still believe, for those who believe in the resurrection will see it. So that was a quote that Jesus had said, recorded in John chapter 20 and verse 29, when Thomas had come to him and was saying, well, let me see the holes in your hand. Let me see that it's really you. And Jesus told him, he said, Thomas, blessed are ye who have not seen and still believe. And then Jesus goes on from there and he says, for those who believe in the resurrection will see it. The resurrection is the complete triumph of Christ over the ego. Not by attack, but by transcendence. For Christ does rise above the ego and all its works, and ascends to the Father and his kingdom. Paragraph 2. Would you join in the resurrection or the crucifixion? Would you condemn your brothers or free them? Would you transcend your prison and ascend to the Father? These questions are all the same and are answered together. Wow, a lot there. Let's look at it. Would you join in the resurrection or the crucifixion? Would you condemn your brothers or free them? Would you transcend your prison and ascend to the Father? These questions are all the same and are answered together. There has been much confusion about what perception means, because the word perception is used both for awareness and for the interpretation of awareness. Yet you cannot be aware without interpretation, for what you perceive is your interpretation. Wow, that's some insightful thinking. Consider that paragraph, particularly that last little bit there, the whole part. Paragraph 3. This course is perfectly clear. If you do not see it clearly, it is because you're interpreting against it, and therefore do not believe it. And since belief determines perception, you do not perceive what it means and therefore do not accept it. Yet different experiences lead to different beliefs, and with them different perceptions. For perceptions are learned with beliefs, and experience does teach. I am leading you to a new kind of experience that you will become less and less willing to deny. Learning of Christ is easy, for to perceive with Him involves no strain at all. His perceptions are your natural awareness, and it is only the distortions you introduce that tire you. Wow, all these beliefs we're holding that wear us out. That's why we want to start Nothing I See Means Anything. Let go of all the beliefs so that you can find your true self. That's what our practice will be today in our lesson. I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. Okay, learning of Christ is easy, for to perceive with Him involves no strain at all. His perceptions are your natural awareness, and it is only the distortions you introduce that tire you. Let the Christ in you interpret for you, and do not try to limit what you see by narrow little beliefs that are unworthy of God's Son. For until Christ comes into His own, the Son of God will see Himself as fatherless. Paragraph 4. I am your resurrection and your life. You live in me because you live in God, and everyone lives in you as you live in everyone. Can you then perceive unworthiness in a brother and not perceive it in yourself? And can you perceive it in yourself and not perceive it in God? Believe in the resurrection because it has been accomplished, and it has been accomplished in you. This is as true now as it will ever be, for the resurrection is the will of God, which knows no time and no exceptions. But make no exceptions yourself, or you will not perceive what has been accomplished for you. For we ascend unto the Father together, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. For such is the nature of God's Son, as His Father created Him. 5. Do not underestimate the power of the devotion of God's Son, nor the power the God He worships has over Him. For He places Himself at the altar of His God, whether it be the God He made or the God who created Him. That is why His slavery is as complete as His freedom, for He will obey only the God He accepts. The God of crucifixion demands that He crucify, and His worshipers obey. In His name they crucify themselves, believing that the power of the Son of God is born of sacrifice and pain. The martyr. The God of resurrection demands nothing, for He does not will to take away. He does not require obedience, for obedience implies submission. He would only have you learn your will and follow it, not in the spirit of sacrifice and submission, but in the gladness of freedom. 6. Resurrection must compel your allegiance gladly, because it is the symbol of joy. Its whole compelling power lies in the fact that it represents what you want to be. The freedom to leave behind everything that hurts you and humbles you and frightens you cannot be thrust upon you, but it can be offered you through the grace of God, and you can accept it by His grace, for God is gracious to His Son, accepting Him without question as His own. Who then is your own? The Father has given you all that is His, and He Himself is yours with them. Guard them in their resurrection, for otherwise you will not awake in God, safely surrounded by what is yours forever. 7. You will not find peace until you have removed the nails from the hands of God's Son and taken the last thorn from His forehead. The love of God surrounds his Son, whom the God of crucifixion condemns. Teach not that I died in vain. Jesus saying, teach not that I died in vain. Teach rather that I did not die, by demonstrating that I live in you. Can we be in constant communication with the living Christ in us? The man Jesus is still alive, and we can communicate with him, just like all of our brothers and sisters are still alive that have crossed over. They're all in the resurrection and the life, and you can communicate. Teach rather that I did not die, by demonstrating that I live in you. For the undoing of the crucifixion of God's Son is the work of the redemption, in which everyone has a part of equal value. God does not judge his guiltless Son, having given himself to him. How could it be otherwise? Paragraph 8. You have nailed yourself to a cross and placed a crown of thorns upon your own head. Yet you cannot crucify God's Son, for the will of God cannot die. His Son has been redeemed from his own crucifixion, and you cannot assign to death whom God has given eternal life. The dream of crucifixion still lies heavy on your eyes, but what you see in dreams is not reality. While you perceive the Son of God as crucified, you are asleep. We're dreaming. We're dreaming that guilt is occurring. Let's wake up from this terrible dream. And as long as you believe that you can crucify him, you're only having nightmares. You who are beginning to wake are still aware of dreams and have not yet forgotten them. The forgetting of dreams and the awareness of Christ come with the awakening of others to share your redemption. See yourself and your brothers and sisters. Share the resurrection with everyone. Don't let sin pull you back into dreams, into forgetfulness, into nightmares. Paragraph 9. You will awaken to your own call, for the call to awake is within you. If I live in you, you are awake. Yet you must see the works I do through you, or you will not perceive that I have done them unto you. Do not set limits on what you believe I can do through you, or you will not accept what I can do for you. Yet it is done already, and unless you give all that you have received, you will not know that your Redeemer liveth, and that you have awakened with him. Redemption is recognized only by sharing it. Wow, let's be the redeemed, and be aware that we're redeemed by sharing what has redeemed us with all the world. And what's redeemed us? Basically, forgiveness is how I see it. We've learned to let go and let God. We've learned to say, hey, I want to see a new way of seeing this. I want a miracle instead of this perception of crucifixion, of death, of pain, of guilt. Let's be free. And the last paragraph, 10. God's Son is saved. It's not a present. It's not something that's going to happen. It's already reality. But you want to experience it. You've got to, join in. Let go of self-concepts, as we're going to practice in our lesson for today. God's Son is saved. Bring only this awareness to the sonship, and you will have a part in the redemption as valuable as mine, says Jesus. For your part must be like mine if you learn it of me. If you believe that yours is limited, you are limiting mine. There is no order of difficulty in miracles, because all of God's sons are of equal value, and their equality is their oneness. The whole power of God is in every part of him, and nothing contradictory to his will is either great or small. What does not exist has no size and no measure. To God all things are possible, and to Christ it is given to be like the Father. And to Christ it is given to be like the Father, where nothing is impossible. To God all things are possible, and to Christ it is given to be like the Father. Okay, well, let's see what's going on around the world, and then we'll take a minute to review our lesson and get you started on your 5-minute practice periods throughout the day, every hour. Or at least a remembrance that I am as God created me, His Son, and I am His Son eternally. I better get it right for you. I am as God created me, and I am His Son eternally. Okay, Lent continues for you Christian folks. 404 Day, Hug a Newsperson Day, International Day of Mine Awareness, Kids Yoga Day. And I really encourage you to learn the Surya Namaskara, the salutation to the sun. If you don't know any yoga, look it up go on YouTube and put salutation to the sun. I'm sure there'll be one popping up. And learn to practice that. That pretty much does your whole body. There's some other things you can do with it. I'd learned to do a few, maybe like the plow, and of course you'll the cobra. Maybe add those two, the plow and the cobra. And but I would encourage you to do a little yoga every day, and then go into a quiet meditation after you've worked your body, stretched it. So anyway, Kids Yoga Day. Teach your kids some yoga. Learn some on your own. Walk to Work Day. Walk to Work Day. If you can walk to work, by all means, walk to work. Walk Around Things Day. Walk Around Things Day. Might have to walk around some things. Walk to Work Day, huh? NATO Day. Student Government Day. Victims of Violence Day. Vitamin C Day, and World Rat Day. World Rat Day. International Carrot Day, the Raphanus sativus. Let me tell you about another carrot out of Gurney's, and it's called Tendersweet. And it says of Tendersweet, rave reviews for flavor. Tendersweet, one of the most popular carrots we offer, consistently produces tapered 7 to 10 inch long coreless roots with plenty of sweetness and flavor. Easy to grow, 75 days to maturity. And so that's your Tendersweet carrot. And something else that it says about carrots, it says, tip from the farm, once carrots have germinated, thin them to about 2 inches between plants. So that might be a nice thing to get them to grow to full size. 2 inches they need, where an onion needs about 4 inches between plants. And then harvest. After pulling from the ground, trim the tops to about 1 inch long. And then here it says here, garden companions. Beans and leaf lettuce both provide leafy coverage to keep carrot roots cool, improving their flavor and size. So it looks like some bush beans and leaf lettuce growing right along with or beside your carrots would be a nice companion plant. Keeps the roots cool. Okay, they're kind of a cool weather plant. All right, what else do we have? Our word for peace will be Ashti from the Kurdish people. So Ashti be with you. The Kurds live in the mountainous regions of what is today Turkey, Iraq, Iran, and Syria. The Zagros Mountains and the Taurus Mountains. They've got several watersheds that they inhabit. The Great Zab, the Little Zab, the Sirwan rivers, and many more. Oh, and also they live in the headwaters of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. So anyway, from our Kurdish brothers and sisters, their word for peace is Ashti. So Ashti be with you. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me today. And you know what, I said we were going to review. We've got plenty of time just to take just a real quick review in our lesson as to what you're going to do. In paragraph 3, today we will again devote the first 5 minutes of each waking hour to the attempt to feel the truth in you. Begin these times of searching with these words. I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. Now try to reach the Son of God in you. This is the self that never sinned, nor made an image to replace reality. This is the self that never left its home in God to walk the world uncertainly. This is the self that knows no fear, nor could conceive of loss, or suffering, or death. Nothing is required of you to reach this goal, except to lay all idols and self-images aside. Go past the list of attributes, both good and bad, you have ascribed to yourself, and wait in silent expectancy for the truth. God has himself promised that it will be revealed to all who ask for it. You're asking now. You cannot fail because he cannot fail. If you do not meet the requirement of practicing for the first 5 minutes of every hour, at least remind yourself every hour, I am as God created me. I am his son eternally. Tell yourself frequently today that you are as God created you. And be sure to respond to anyone who seems to irritate you with these words. You are as God created you. I am his son, or you are his son eternally, just like I am. Make every effort to do the hourly exercises today. Each one you do will be a giant stride toward your release and a milestone in learning the thought system which this course sets forth. A thought system that brings you peace and happiness. I am as God created me. I am as God created me. I am as God created me. I am his son eternally. Respond to anyone who seems to irritate you with these words. You are as God created you. You are God's son eternally. Then every hour today, tell yourself, I am as God created me. I am his son eternally. I am as God created me. I am his son eternally. And then let go of every self-concept and everything that you perceive yourself to be. And just be in a wholly open mind and let God show you who you are. Let him reveal yourself to you. Bring yourself to yourself. Self-realization. Course in Miracles way. And we're trying to do it a little way by we're learning to make our way home by singing our way home with A Course in Miracles. I am as God created me. I am his son eternally. Ashti.